Almost a week ago, I fell into a rut and I simply couldn't get out of it. I would just start scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Kept occupying my mind with these random things instead of actually doing something about it. And the reason why I couldn't get out of it was because I wasn't thinking for myself. I was constantly being put all of these thoughts, all of these things into my mind by just scrolling, and I never thought for myself. It was only when a night when I had to go to sleep, I remember this, I was laying in my bed about to fall asleep. My brain started thinking because it had no other time because I was always occupying it with something else. So I never had time to actually think. And then it took the chance to actually start thinking. And that's when I got out of the rut. I realized what the mistake was. And then my brain started thinking, how can we correct this mistake? How can we make sure that this doesn't happen again? How can we learn from this? So you see, even though I could have watched 10,000 YouTube videos about how to quit your addiction, how to do all of these things, how to handle this, how to handle social life, thinking for myself, actually sitting down and thinking about the solution, the best solution for me at this point, that was what changed it all for me. That's how I got out. That's how I stopped sitting there scrolling, and how I found the problem to the reason I was in the rut. Because when you feel stressed, when you have a bad day, it's very easy to just cling to your phone and start scrolling again, and then you'll keep doing it until you find out why you had that bad day, why you didn't do what you were supposed to do. And then you can go on to that, because until you find out why you fell into the rut, then you can't get out of it. If you don't find the reason and find out how you're gonna get out of it, then you can't get out, because then you'll just live in ignorance and kind of still want to be in it because you like the pleasure of scrolling on your phone. And that's why I believe just sitting down thinking, you don't have to write anything. You can if that helps you, but just sitting down thinking, just looking out of your windows, sitting outside, just thinking about your choices, problems you're having, good things you're doing, then you will find solutions and ways to improve your life. And you know, you've always heard the quote like, wise men learn from others' mistakes and good men learn from their own mistakes. So it's actually better to learn from others' mistakes. Sure, but sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes you have to use your own brain to find a solution, because your problem and your situation is specific to yourself. So however many YouTube videos you keep on watching, none of them helps, because they're not in the same position as you are in. Like, they might have the same problem, but your situation is specific to theirs. So it doesn't even matter if you listen to that advice, because it simply won't help you. Only you can help yourself. And you can only help yourself if you let your brain think. And you see, I was lucky, because let's say I would have kept scrolling until I literally fell asleep. Then I didn't have that chance to realize that. My brain took the chance of being able to think the only moment where I wasn't scrolling, where I wasn't occupying my brain. Think about that. I did not I hadn't thought about thoughts for the whole day. Just think about your parents. Don't you think they thought about their thoughts? Obviously they did. They didn't have a smartphone that they could pull out of their pocket the moment the life got boring. No. They have to sit through it and just think. And that's how you actually solve your own problems. That's by thinking. And it seems super boring, and it actually also is. But once you see the results of this, once you try it and actually works, then you realize that the boring things are the ones that are the best. Like, literally, they will set you up for success the most, the boring things. That's why we say do the hard work even when you don't feel like it. When you think that those things are really boring, that's when you do them. That's the whole idea behind self-improvement. So to literally today sit down to think. Think about the choices you've made. Think about how you're going to correct them. Think about good and bad things you're doing. Just think. You're clearly interested in self-improvement videos just like this one, so just go down and click the subscribe button. It's a win-win for me and you. Also, remember to check the Discord server. It's the first link in the description. And last but not least, put one foot in front of the other.